What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, that's we don't worry about it too much. It's just with social media. It's just, and that's why it's so much fun having the subscriber thing, because it's a little bit more like, I feel like the people that are there, are people that want to be there.
Of course,
you don't get the Karens. Nobody there is ever like complaining at me about where the main feed now. I don't know how you deal with the numbers that you deal with, like the amount that your channel has grown. Do you ever get sucked into it? Do you ever get sucked into like a comment section
on YouTube? I answer all my comments.
Do you really?
They're all useful. Yeah, 80% of them are negative, but I get the engagement, so I respond back, and then they give me another comment. It's great.
Oh, so you're harvesting something off of them.
Very much, yeah.
Okay.
I might as well use them.
How was our last one? We must have gotten a lot of comments.
Yours was actually,
I think we got good comments,
very
though.
positive,
Right?
And then the ones that weren't good were funny. They'd be like, "I'll take 400 for that shit never happened, Alex," stuff like that. But nah, yours were pretty positive. Some of them get, every viral video I've ever done, the comments are 90% negative. It's kind of funny.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's different ways you can respond to it,
As
but
long
like
as you get something off of them.
But it's also easier for me though too, because I'm literally just a content creator. I do a podcast. It's not that serious. You have an organization. You have a mission. You have a 501c3 essentially, right? You need people to not only recognize the importance of your mission, also have complete awareness about it as much as you can, so that you get more of the former right there, and also your reputation within the community, unfortunately, is very important. So, and I say unfortunately because people can decide to run with a narrative about you, as they did in 2014 with Eaten Alive, and then it costs your bottom line, and it costs you to be able to do what you righteously want to do.
Yeah,
pisses me off.
No, and conservation is savage. I mean, if that's true that Paul Watson is not with the Sea Shepherd anymore, that is
True.
crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And so, yeah, you do constantly in this world, you constantly have to. There's a lot of, you would think that everyone that's trying to protect the earth would be like, shit, man, we're up against like a global systemic problem. We got to just join together. And it's the opposite of that. It's game of jungles. It's all the different conservation organizations are trying to, jockey against, which is why conservation is so unsuccessful in a lot of places, because it's individual organizations. And so, Julian's conservation organization doesn't make friends with Paul's conservation organization. And so that's why what Dax is doing is so cool, because he's somebody with the resources. He's somebody with the vast networks, and everyone's always going, oh, how come the billionaires don't do something? It's like, well, here's one that is.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what's wrong with the planet, and here's what he does. He listens. He goes in and he says, okay, you've been protecting whales for 50 years. What's the most important thing we have to do next? What are you working on next? What's the most crucial thing that'll save the most amount of cetaceans? They tell him, he does it. He goes with them. He goes on the ground. He goes out onto the ocean. He came with us to the jungle. He figures it out, and that's what's so important. That's where I think he's really groundbreaking, because I haven't seen that type of support before. I've seen people writing grants to organizations, and they spend years and thousands of hours putting together these huge grant proposals, whereas Dax has the ability, Professor X style, to just come in and pick out the best, to go up to someone like Jane Goodall and go, okay, look, how can I help? Or to come down to the Amazon and go, okay, how do we protect this river? And to that type of
it's good leadership.
It's incredible leadership. I guess he brought that over from, he already, with what he did with Lightspeed, I guess you sort of have to learn that type of leadership to create. Like, sometimes the scale of what he did doesn't occur to me until I go back and I go, you really look at what he did and what he built to get to the position that he got to. And now he's actually using that.
He's putting all his resources into what he cares about. And I wish we saw that all the time with people. It's like, with great power comes great responsibility. And, he seems to be all over the board across conservation. Like, it's not any one type. He's doing everything from you to Sea Shepherd to, there's another one he's looking at right now with a friend of mine. I'm not going to say what that is, but totally different, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's important, but what's also important is that type of example builds that culture, because you're kind of in a lose-lose, right? you either try to get attention on things and have everyone scream, well, that's the only reason you're doing it, to get attention on this. Oh, look at me with an animal. Or you don't get attention on things because you're afraid that that's what's going to happen. Then no one fucking knows about it and no one cares, and you don't get any money and funding.
Yep.
That, it bothers me. I can imagine how much that's got to bother you.
Yeah. But in the last year, after I did your podcast and then everything that happened as a result of that, we've seen such an inspiring, massive result of people going, this is how we can help, then let's do it. Nobody wants polar bears to go extinct. Nobody wants the Amazon to disappear. Everybody theoretically wants to help these things, but doesn't know how to do it. And so connecting people to these problems, giving them a way to help. And that's what we've been doing with Jungle Keepers. Our monthly subscribers have gone up by so much. And there's people all over the world now that are literally directly allowing us to protect forests.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. Please hit that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.